Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome back to my Body and Heart Tarot Therapy. I'm a bit late this month, but I'm here to do the reading for April 2020. I hope you're well, Sagittarius. That's quite a life we're living, aren't we? Quite interesting times. For those of you that have been severely affected by this pandemic, I really wish that you're navigating it as smoothly as you can in your own circumstances. So you have the moon as the current energy for you at this point in time of when you are actually seeing this reading. The Queen of Pentacles as your challenge. Okay. The Four of Cups as your focus. All right. The Chariot as your advice. And the Hermit as your future energy. All right. And you have bottom of the deck the Five of Cups. Five of Cups as your theme. The theme of this reading. Okay, Sagittarius. Yeah, there's loss. There's something that you've lost. Can be people, can be jobs, or just, the loss of your previous lifestyle. Sorry, there's a weird vibrating sound coming from somewhere, but I don't think it's from my room. It's from somewhere else. Okay, I'm gonna pull out the clarifiers for this. Let's see what's going on. Let's see the big picture here. So why is the moon here as your current energy? What are you afraid of? The Knight of Wands, Sagittarius energy. The Lovers with the Queen of Pentacles as your challenge. The Six of Pentacles. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble just telling the names of this. Six of Pentacles as your focus along with the Four of Cups. You have the Seven of Pentacles and the King of Cups as your advice with the Chariot. All right. And future energy. Let's see it. King of Wands. Hell yeah. Of the Hermit as your future energy. Nice. Page of Pentacles. With the Five of Cups as the theme of your reading, the underlying energy, what you're working with this month was kind of driving this whole process here. There's something you lost. And nobody's saying that you shouldn't mourn. I think mourning is very important. And mourning is encouraged. We need to take our time to feel the loss and to cry over it, to say our goodbyes in our own way for as long as it takes. The thing is that we don't like to mourn. Nobody does. We tend to, use all our energy to distract ourselves from the pain. That's one category. The other category is that we can get stuck in the morning and it's difficult to let it go and to move forward. After a while, we feel like mourning becomes the new state of the new status quo, the new state of being. And I mean, no blame, no shame in either direction. These are natural responses because we don't like pain, and we generally rather misguided. We think we protect ourselves through that, but we don't understand most of the times that it's just much worse on a long run, or we don't care about the long run in the moment because it just fucking hurts, right? So we do whatever we can to whatever works for us. With the Page of Pentacles here, I think that you're being guided, or you're finding within yourself the process of transformation that goes with this morning. And I think it's important for you to connect with nature now, and connect with nature in a different way, not just by, okay, I'm going out and I'm going for a walk and I hear the birds and I smell the grass. That too, of course, but at a deeper level. I feel like it is necessary for you now to understand through a child's eyes nature. You know, when we grow up and we start looking at things being what they are, we always ask the question, why are the birds flying? Why are the, I don't know, animals walking? Why is that one making that sound? Why is that one having those colors? Why we can't fly? And so on and so forth. So you might benefit from looking at the world from a child's eyes and try to understand that this process that you're going through, it's exactly that. It's a new experience or an old experience that if you're present with it, you start seeing the learning about it. You're really learning about it, you know, and you're learning about yourself, and everything is impermanent. You know, the pages talk about transformation. Is that natural transformation of growth, like children grow. And I feel like you're connecting to the deeper wisdom of nature, that everything is impermanent, that everything transforms, that nothing is ever really wasted. Everything goes to becomes a fertilizer for the new life that's coming. That we are all interconnected, and consciousness is different than what we expected when we are like just trapped in our daily life experience. And sometimes we need this rough experience that we can have, like losing something dear to us, or missing out on certain things that we thought we're going to experience, in order to see with depth this process of transformation that is at the core of nature, and to not get so attached to one way of being and one way of seeing things and one way of experiencing. Okay, that was long. Current energy, you have the Moon and the Knight of Wands. So the Moon talks about fears, unconscious fears, fear of the unknown, fear of taking this journey. And the Knight of Wands is the exact opposite, is the adventurer, the one that goes out there and experiences the world through adventure, travel, enthusiasm, so on. And in this case, I think that what you're afraid most of, this is gonna sound a bit weird, but you're most afraid of right now is yourself and being yourself and enjoying yourself. Maybe you're afraid that if you start like coming into your full nature, the Sagittarius nature, the wanderer, the adventurer, the joyous one, the optimist, the deep thinker, all that, you're somehow betraying your loss, whether it's in people, in a career, in all that I just mentioned, right? Whatever you're crying over here, if you let go of that, you feel maybe that's not okay. You're not supposed to do that. You see this both the Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands, they're in the desert, and the desert talks about like the symbolism of the desert in tarot is about difficult circumstances, being in a place that is not very hospitable to you. And that maybe is the drive of moving forward. Whatever was in those cups, you've had your share of it, and you have 2 more cups with which you can still nourish yourself. And these ones can be refilled with the new adventure and the new love and the new experiences. And I understand the fear, obviously. It's a fear to put yourself out there. It's a fear of like losing it again. It's the fear of taking this journey, the fear of starting anew. But it is in your nature. It is in your nature. With the Queen of Pentacles and the Lovers as your challenge. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's very, very grounded, right? She's very nurturing and very caring, and she's really enjoying her daily chores, like when not cleaning, planting a garden, connecting to the earth in this sense, and her body. Cooking, taking her time to cook healthy, good food, and to doing all these daily routines. And Sagittarius, for you, daily routines can feel rather tedious, right? You're all about the big picture, about the adventure, about going out there, about seeing the world, about all that. So you can sometimes neglect to eat in time, or can get super excited for a project. You forget about anything that is supposed to keep you healthy and structured and nurtured. I think in this particular case, it has to do a lot with, yes, exactly this daily routine. Like, okay, yeah, all this is happening to all of us. Maybe you tend to go into over analysis and to mourn either not mourn enough, either mourn too much. This can always flip on the other side and be like, you're afraid to spend your time in morning, and you don't want to feel what the moon is showing you, so you're going into escapism, and you're just trying to have some type of irresponsible behavior, and fun, something that looks like fun but it's just a distraction. So it could be that way too. I just feel this reading maybe applies more to those that are the other way around. They're stuck in the morning process. So it's challenging to get into your body and do these daily chores, and it's challenging to do so, especially from a place of love. When you know, mental health and self-care are needing as much routine as your body. There's such thing called mental health hygiene or something like that. There's also spiritual hygiene. When we need to take the time and place to check in with ourselves to see what is it that we feel, how we feel into it. Check in the belief system that we attach to those feelings, what we've been internalizing there, and to have this gentleness of the Queen of Pentacles, to sit with it, to tap into it, to nurture the part of you that feels whatever feels in that moment, whether it's that loss. I think with the Lovers, you are in need of love right now and care. But with the Queen here, I think that you are the Queen of Pentacles. You need to set aside time for these routines. Like, love, self-love is a practice. Self-love is not something that happens magically because somebody told you, oh, you need to love yourself more. Oh yeah, thank you for letting me know. I didn't know that. My whole fucking life I've been struggling maybe with self-hate or very difficult relationship with myself, and here you come today telling me, oh, you need to love yourself, that's the secret. It doesn't happen like that. It's happens through practice, happens through effort, and it happens through routine and work. There is such thing called, for example, mirror work. When you wake up and you go into the mirror, in front of a mirror, and you talk to yourself and you tell yourself that I love you and I accept you and I'm seeing you, and to practice with that. That's one way. Well, another way, well, there's many ways of journaling, letting it all out, body awareness and body acceptance. There can be a lot of that type of work where you feel each and every part of your body, and you're allowing yourself to build a different relationship with it, not just the one of disgust or hate that some people have. Based on body image and how are we supposed to look or to feel in this world that keeps dictating what we're supposed to be doing or how we're supposed to be feeling, right? So I think that that's what you really need for right now, and it's challenging. It's challenging to do that. Your focus being the Four of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. Four of Cups is a period where we can feel a bit numb, emotionally numb, and you don't see what's being offered to you. You don't see the kindness that's happening around you in the world, or the kindness that happens, that springs within you every once in a while, and you can put it yourself out there in that sense. Of course, there's a lot of loss. There's death. There's breakups. There's pain. It can take so many different forms. And this Four of Cups can offer a time of reflection. When we are more emotionally numb, we're able to somehow be less prone to acting from emotional outbursts and be more analytical with our emotions. Sometimes that's useful, sometimes it's not. I think in this time for you, it may be useful. You can see more clearly what's going on with you, what's been happening. In this, you see this is the same 3 cups. Here we're full, here are empty. Maybe you've been reflecting for so long. What is it that you've been keeping in terms of emotional baggage for yourself? And what are the emotions that you're generally generating from within yourself? It's emotions. Now there's a difference between feelings and emotions. I think I confuse them sometimes in terms of definition, which is which. Correct me if I'm wrong, can comment on it. I think the most basic ones are the emotions, right? Like what we feel at body level, and there's like these basic stuff like fear, anger, joy, and so on. And then the feelings are what we kind of make out of those emotions that are at the basic level. And that means that they have been processed through your mind, and you've made up some ideas, and those ideas become your feeling. They're more articulated. They come with, and there's many types of feelings, feeling like this or feeling like that, feeling any type of way. And it's good to acknowledge them and to articulate them. That's very important actually in the process of awareness and building up awareness and building up that connection with your love, with your fear, with your mourning, with all that needs time and care in order to build that self-love. I forgot what I was saying. That's incredible. It just was swept away. Okay, fine. I'll let that go. That train of thoughts. I hate when that happens, but yeah, it is what it is. 6 of Pentacles. I think it's that reminder of kindness, that reminder of being able to offer when you have more than you need, and being able to take, also to receive when you have less than you need. Being able to play both roles. And when somebody's trying to offer you something, is not ashamed to receive. It's also giving them the opportunity to just give. It feels amazing to give, to be able to give and to see that the other person is receiving it because they need it or because they make sense out of it. Yeah, these long breaks are just me processing here and connecting to my breath and see what else comes from these. What are the messages that are coming here? I hope you're okay with that, Sag. I'm trying to get the connection between these two, and there's something that I'm missing right now. I did see these 3 cups as being kind of the same, that here they're full, here they're empty. So there's something that you have lost, or you're losing, or you felt you have lost, and you may be stuck a little bit in that whole memory of being in it and being a bit melancholic and all that. And somehow the 6 of Pentacles is something I'm missing. I'm going to pull out a clarifier. This is 6 of Pentacles here. Again, your energy, Sagittarius energy. Okay, so I suppose that engaging in acts of kindness will help you balance up your emotional state and will help you build that type of confidence that you need and that type of curiosity that you need in order to move forward and come back into yourself, come back into your nature. Remember who you are. We don't define ourselves by our emotions. We don't define ourselves by our loss. We don't define ourselves by our fears. And we definitely don't define ourselves by our trauma. These are things that happen. And they happen for a reason, because we have certain and very particular lessons to learn. This is the decisions that we took as soul to have this human experience in this sense. And you're learning, obviously you're learning. The Page of Pentacles being here shows growth, and shows the growth that happens at a physical reality. And you're learning, to incorporate that time and place for actual daily routine. In order for you to do this, the focus needs to be on what makes you feel, what engages you in kindness, how to get into there. And when you feel like you're emotionally numb, use that numbness to, because that actually means also a little bit of like emotional stability, you know. Use that numbness to understand what's going on there. And if you don't understand what's going on there, reflect on it, sit with it. You will have to eventually take, I mean, like, this cup is offered to you. If you don't take it, if you don't see it, it will appear later. At some point, it's going to hit you in the head. But you're going to take that, what's in that cup for you. You know, you need to learn your lesson, and you will. Your advice. It's an interesting... These cups and pentacles game here between emotional and physical realm. You know, the Chariot is about the physical as well. You've got the resources. You've got everything you need. Look at what you have. Look at what your actions are. Look at what actions you had in the past. Make like one of those clear assessments in which you don't take failure for failure and be like, oh my God, I failed. This is so horrible. I cannot move forward. More like use your whatever information you get from this assessment as information or where adjustment needs to be made. You've done a lot of progress here. Like, this is the 7, right? You've gone far. You've planted the seeds. There had been growth. Some of that it grows into what you want, and some of it grows into something else. But this is time to make these adjustments so you know how to steer this chariot, in which direction to go forward. And with the King of Pentacles, the King of Cups, as your advice, I think it's time to... You see, like, this guy here, he's got a throne that's floating over this rather wavery water, where he's on top of it. That doesn't mean that he's suppressing his emotion, or that he's numb, or that he's succumbing to fear or anything of the sort. No, he's truly present with his emotions, but they don't get to control him. He's learning the information from his emotions, and he's able to use that information to put it into action into the world that is necessary, and it honors both him and his integrity and everything else. That's why actually the King of Cups can be perceived as somebody who's rather cold, even though he's very, very emotionally aware. He can be perceived as somebody who doesn't show emotions, but he shows... It doesn't mean that he feels them. I said it means that he's just not ruled by them. He can be a good actor because he felt everything. He can relate to anyone because he been into that role. Because he felt like we all are actually driven by the same basic emotions, and we develop feelings that are built up towards... Oh yeah, that's what I was saying there, like the whole thing with feelings of emotions. Good. We develop these feelings based upon our willingness to sit with our emotions, and so on and so on and so on, that are from different categories, different characters, different personas, different stories. But the point is that because he felt, sorry, trying to make a point, but it's hard to put it across. The drivers are pretty much the same. The feelings and the emotions are universal. And there's like many characters that can come up from that. And you can play more characters when you felt more emotions. You can relate to other people that, also had loss, that maybe is not the same type of loss. It doesn't need to be an identical story, but you can relate to that experience because you can relate to the emotion. I hope that makes sense. There's nothing wrong with playing different roles, as long as we know that these are roles that we're playing and we don't identify with them, and we don't take in that story as the story that I feel compulsively the need to follow, like being just like trapped in that character. We all need to play roles in order to come across into the world. We all are storytellers. We are communicating through stories. We're not communicating telepathically, or at least not yet. And we're not, we need to like create words, and the words are actually telling stories. And even if I'm talking about a scientific paper on, I don't know, the geological composition of I don't know where, there's still like, classifications and the words and meanings attached to certain things that create somehow a story. And I need to play the role of the researcher, or I need to play the role of the I don't know, the professor, or the excavator, or whatever, in order for that to happen. And the same researcher, maybe when they go home and they make love to their partner, they're not necessarily a researcher in that moment. Maybe in that moment they're the lover, and there's a different story, and there's a different character that shows up. We don't need to, this doesn't mean that we're deceiving anyone. We're emotionally mature enough to embody the character that can put the right action into place, and figure out this direction of where is it that you're going. This may sound a bit abstract. I hope it makes sense to some of you. The Hermit and the King of Wands as future energy. I think that this whole process of allow the transformation of the morning to take place, allowing yourself to come back into your nature and to face your fears and feel your fears as they go, and to create this space and time for you to work with yourself and give yourself the daily routine, so you can use, by using the energy of the moment, by using the what you have on the table, and your kindness and your emotional stability, to develop the emotional maturity necessary to look at your everything with a cool eye. And I think you can actually. That's why the Four of Cups is your focus position, because you can look with a rather analytical eye now. And now this is important. That's why the King of Cups is also your advice. You can do this. You can embody this. Okay, I've got this. I feel my emotions, but I'm not denying them, but I know what to do. And I know what emotions are stemming from a wounded inner child, and what emotions are, and how to take care and nurture that child when that appears, and the fear of separation, the fear of this and the fear of that, and the fear of failure, and all this, the fear of success, the Knight of Wands here. And I'm able to separate them and nurture the part of me that's scared, and take the fears that are real and that are the things that pose a real threat, like, the weeds that are growing here with the Seven of Pentacles, I can take them away because I have the discernment to separate it. I'm not run by my emotions, and I have the Temperance here to tell me that, as focus, that I can balance out my emotions. When I say I mean you, but yeah, I hope you understand. With the Hermit and the King of Wands, like, this is taking you like into your full power. The King of Wands is the master of the Sword of Wands, and it's fire energy. You Sagittarius are fire energy. Yeah, this is your card as a character, but the King of Wands shows growth and progress. And with the Hermit, I think that you can bring the hope and healing into the darkest places of yourself. With the Moon here, you know, the Moon, we just had a full moon actually. The Moon illuminates and reveals the shadows, and it doesn't show as much as the Sun does. It just shows that there's shadows there, and okay, we can create more fear and more illusion through that. But having, like, you know, the Hermit goes into dark corners and upper, like places that are out of the normal reality. And he brings light into those dark places. He's investigating, and he's like taking his time with it. He's doing this, it's a solo journey. So I feel like if you lost somebody you loved, you really need now to bring healing into that place for yourself. And you have, with the King of Wands, the full power to do so. Are you very independent, Sagittarius? That's not a problem for you. When you don't get lost in somebody else's story or into your emotional. I'm gonna pull out Rumi Oracle for you. Let's see what's the wisdom from our great master. Okay. What the hell? Okay. Beyond the threshold of fear. Well, look at that. The fear was in your current position with the Moon, right? 25. Let's see. So the poem from Rumi says, enter the lion's jungle. Don't think about getting hurt. Fearful thoughts are phantoms of the mind. No one is harmed in this jungle. Everything is compassion and love. It is your fear holding you back like a bar behind the door. Rumi. After so long, you are challenging your relationship to fear. No more shall it hold you in its thrall. You are becoming able to observe it, to witness it, even to have compassion rather than resistance. Instead of unconsciously sabotaging your growth and choosing your slumber in darkness, you are awaken and delight in the light and sound of your divine being. Push and pull, one step forward and half step back. So it has been for so long, and you have endured. Yes, you are winning the race, brave one, and fear is left to fizzle out. It has always far less beautiful firework than your passionate conviction for love anyway. Better to let that dazzling firework come to light instead, much more satisfying. Oh, that spiritual marathon you've been running. Now the end is in sight. You are drinking the sacred waters to replenish you from your journey. The cups are pushed into your hands by encouraging angels. Look at this. As you focus, focus on this. This is important for you. So, I'll say that again. The cups are pushed into your hands by encouraging angel as you approach that blessed sash marking the finish line. Your body and soul are on this journey together, and now they are ready for victory. And yes, to rest and recover from the effort. Rest now before the new adventure begins from a completely different state of being. This oracle comes with spiritual guidance for you. You have broken through a barrier, a self-imposed barrier of fear, whether it seemed to originate from within your consciousness or from an external set of circumstances that held you back from taking the steps you are now taking. The Chariot is your advice. That's like moving forward, right? Sorry, that held you back from taking the steps that you are now taking or just about to take. These steps may feel strange, new, uncertain, and exciting. Your mind might not have received the memo that fear-based existence is no longer in operation for you. You may need a loving, tender, reassuring, and firm update that the relationship you have with your fear is now rather different. You are the witness, not the victim. Your consciousness is strong enough to hold it in compassion. You don't collapse under its weight. In fact, it is becoming less and less substantial for you. When it is there, it seems less convincing than what it once appeared to be. Compelling, still at times perhaps, but not anywhere near as powerful as it once was. That power has been claimed by your heart instead. So give your mind the memo. Get used to the new way and take the steps. Test your legs, you'll find them powerful and ready. Get set to fly. Test your wings, trust is one, daring is the other. You'll find them enthusiastic for flight and ready to learn to ride the currents, purpose built for soaring to great heights. Trust in your vision. Without the murky filter of fear, it is sharp and clear. You can see what is meant for you, what is true for you, what is beckoning you forward now. Take the running leap. There is no darkness and light for you anymore. Just life, living free and clear. I'll be running, flying beside you. We'll soar and dive and rise together. Let's play. That's a beautiful journey, Sagittarius. I hope this message came in clear for you. I felt that at times it was a bit all over the place. But I do see like how it builds up, and this final card seems to encompass everything rather well. I hope this makes sense to you, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, do check out also the readings for your rising sign and other stuff, and if it resonates, you check it out. Okay, I'll see you back soon. Take care, and may our practice benefit all beings.